Okay, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another night of Owatonna Wrestling Weekly Podcast. Coach Johnson sitting down at the end running the show. Larry Huffman sitting here. We got a couple of great guests coming in. Kaden Lindquist and Dale Benjamin, the famous one. So, yeah, he's been around, so I can say it like that for that guy.
Yep, exactly.
But first, we got to pay tribute to our sponsors.
Owatonna Electric, proud sponsor of Owatonna Wrestling and this podcast right now. Mr. Sofferher and his crew, all their electricians are licensed, bonded, and insured, so you can be sure that the project will be completed safely and up to code. Super important.
Yep, and as I said last week, he's been in my house doing some outlets and things, and everything is just perfect.
Nice.
Works out well.
Hooked up your home theater and all that,
well,
stadium seating.
That'd be great.
Right?
Watch all the tapes from wrestling. Huh?
Yeah, oh my gosh.
All right, the OHS Weekly Recap, Coach.
Well, you know, this isn't exactly high schoolers now, but we did need to recognize and throw a shout out to Mr. Peyton Robb, proud Owatonna Wrestling alum, Division I All-American for the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Had a huge weekend, crucial win in the blood round.
Yes.
He is an absolute, perfect, quintessential student athlete who takes everything seriously, is super focused in his life, a great kid, all around, high character guy. Couldn't ask for a better representative of Owatonna Wrestling. Not a giant fan of the mustache, but outside of the mustache, he wouldn't do anything different. So yeah, he had an incredible weekend. Congratulations, Peyton. Congratulations to the Robb family. So many, there's just a huge outpouring of support for them. So it was great that our community and Southern Minnesota wrestling in general reached out and recognized him. So,
and always remember, it's a lot of work to get to that point where he's at up there in college. So as you get older, then things start popping up. So always have that in the back of your head.
Absolutely.
That's the way I always talk to my kids. Where's your goals? Where's your goals this week? Where's your goals next month? All that stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it worked. Okay, the Owatonna Youth Recap. We had our FOLKSTYLE state tournament.
We did. Team tournament start off with, and you were there for that, right?
Yes. Well, I watched it. I watched all the videos.
Oh, okay.
I didn't get there for the team.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So, yeah, they had a great tournament. Took second to Northfield on Friday, but tightly contested. Just had a really great showing overall. It was a cool experience. They took a coach bus over there. They got the kind of the red carpet treatment to see that type of excitement and to come together as a team. Just a cool experience, and you know how big of a proponent I am of dual team format as far as over individual, but at the same, both have their merit, but as far as making memories, I feel like that dual experience is such a cool thing.
And they had that three-way tie going, I think. Were they in on that? Where for first place, they had beat somebody and lost. And then the same thing happened with Farmington, and the same thing happened with, there's a third team in there. I can't remember what it is. But Owatonna came out, got second place. Yeah. They beat the teams they had to beat.
Yeah, they did.
They lost a couple matches, one to Farmington, and I don't know who the other one was. But, they
made it to the finals.
They had to put their feet down and go after it. They had to take it. They had to take it, and they did.
Yeah, so congratulations to the wrestlers, the coaches. It looked yet again well traveled. I mean, for a K-6 tournament to have that much support and community support and coverage, social media was all over it for those 2 days. So that was excellent. So yet another great example of Owatonna wrestling support.
Yep. So Owatonna's K-6 team took second place in the state tournament, FOLKSTYLE that is. Now the individual place winners, the girls champions.
Yeah, so we had three. We had Kayla Pastika. We had Aliah Fischer, who also then the next day competed in the co-ed and barely missed placing. She lost in the blood round in a close match, so had an overall great weekend. And then Isabelle Townley had another rematch. She took first, and she had another rematch with the Albert Lee girl that she had for third place at high school state, and pinned her this go around, third period. And apparently I just ran into Isabelle in the halls, and the Apple Valley girl was not pleased. So that's even better, just to hear that someone from Apple Valley sad. So, yeah. No.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
The boys champions.
Yeah, so we have we're going to have him on here shortly, Mr. Kaden Lindquist, 6th grader for OMS. He was a champion this weekend. And then Max Flemke, who we've talked a lot about too. We pulled him up to varsity and saw some time on varsity and JV this year. An 8th grader, he won FOLKSTYLE State.
He won it.
Yep.
Perfect. That's good if he's wrestling on that high school team. Get that experience.
Exactly. You know, but Mr. Flemke, I saw you dance on film after that win, and I commented, that's 2 circle drills, man. So you're already building them up for next year. Just tell you, you kept the headgear on. That's good. Everything else, I'm coming for you. All right. Yeah.
All right. The boys place winners.
Yeah. So we had Owen Sorenson took 2nd. Nash Jirele, and all these names we talk about all the time. Yep. Nash Jirele took 3rd. So he had a great tournament. Kason and Kalon Lindquist took 4th. So they had a great tournament. And then Jayden Jirele, another guy we've had at the high school program, he took 4th. And so, yeah, it was...
He's right on that edge where he's going to bust it open here pretty soon.
Yeah.
He is. I've been watching him.
You know, for a guy that still kind of yet to really fill out, he held his own and, you know, Staub from Northfield was a 2-3 match, I think. So he's right there, really close.
Right there. He's ready to bust open.
Yeah.
Well, that's the wrap up for the youth recap. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to the Owatonna Wrestling Weekly Podcast. Again, Coach Johnson down at the end running the show, and we got a special guest with us today, Kaden Lindquist.
Coming fresh off his Min USA state tournament championship. So you went down to Disney World after that. You had a blast. You had all these endorsement deals now with Nike and Rudis and all that, right? Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Well, congratulations, man. That's cool.
Thank you.
What was your favorite part about the weekend in general? Because you were also on that team that took 2nd.
Probably hanging out with the team and stuff.
There you go.
That's always fun.
Well, kind of along those same lines, how about for the OMS season? You guys had a cool crew. What are some of your kind of favorite memories over the winter?
Probably bus rides, hanging out with the guys at the tournament, stuff like that.
Yeah. So the camaraderie, the teamwork, all that. Yeah. We hear that more and more. And like I tell even my high school parents, the bus rides are important. That's where the memories are built. So awesome. Okay. So now I need to ask you about your style. I've watched quite a few matches of yours and watched my son too. And just want to know, we shake hands, whistle blows. How are you taking this kid down? What's kind of A and B for you?
Sweep single.
Nice. If that's not there, what are you going to?
High crotch.
Yes.
Boom. That's perfect. That's that kind of Swiss Army knife to where it looks the same at first and just they don't know where you're going to end up. Okay. So you took him down. And at this point, he hasn't pooped his pants yet. He definitely knows you're a contender, and he's super scared. So how are we turning this kid over? How are we pinning him?
Either a armbar or a crossface cradle.
Okay.
Crossface cradle. That's
First
a good
crossface answer. That's good too. Nice. Awesome. You like a bar and wrist kid or a double bar? What are we talking?
Bar, and then I usually go up on the shoulder.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah. Kind of fake a bar half for a second, but really want the bar? Yeah. Nice. Cool. Coach, you got some questions there too?
How about your favorite memory at the tournament or meet or camp? What's your favorite memory at one of those?
No, camps can get crazy, so.
Probably I went to Thorn Camp. It was probably the bag tournament, beanbag tournament.
Oh, are you pretty good?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Like, let's be honest. Are you actually really good?
Yeah.
Okay. How'd you do? Did they have, like, placing or anything like that?
Yeah. Me and my teammate took 3rd.
Oh, nice. Okay.
You're right in there.
Perfect.
Oh, good. Okay, let's switch it up a little bit. If you're going to a movie theater, what's your favorite snack at the movies?
Probably Those Sour Patch straws.
Oh,
Oh, the straw ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
that's a different answer. I
Yeah.
haven't heard that one yet.
I like that. I like that. So can you go like super sour on stuff? Can you like handle like warheads and stuff?
No,
No? Okay. You're not one of those that just likes the pain?
no, and nothing spicy either.
Nothing spicy? Okay. Like a true Minnesotan, a true
Yeah.
Norwegian palate?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Nice. How about last movie you've seen in a theater?
It was probably the Batman one. The new Batman
The
movie.
new Batman? Like the Batman?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what was your favorite movie?
I don't know. There's a lot of good ones. The new Uncharted one was pretty good.
That's one I haven't seen yet.
Yeah, with Tom Holland.
Yep.
You know, I'll be honest, he's not my Nathan Drake. So I picture a Nathan Drake older and... No, I'm just kidding. No, that's fine. No, that's cool, though. Awesome, man.
That's a lot.
How about it's shout-out time? Who are you shouting out this week?
Ree Franco, Miles Ozzie, Wilfred Tessel, Nash Jirele, and Mr. Woodrich.
Nice. Mr./Coach Woodrich. Yeah.
All those guys close to your weight then? They all-
Not Nash Jirele.
No, not
Not
Nash.
that.
Yeah.
I'd say Reeves pretty
Yeah.
close. Miles.
So you must wrestle with these guys too then?
Yeah, Miles is like 10 pounds under, and Will's like 20 pounds bigger than me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right.
That sounds about right. Nice. Well, we are so happy to have you on. We've talked about you all year. You're a name that keeps popping up along with those little rugrats you call brothers coming up behind you. So go through what grades are your brothers in?
2 of them are in 3rd, one's in 4th, and then I'm in 6th.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, your brother who's in 4th. You guys, to me, I had the hardest time picking you apart for a while there. He looks very eerily close to you. And I know how that goes as being a brother 2 years apart. So, yeah.
Me too.
Did they ever dress you up as like in the same stuff, wanting you to be twins before they even had twins?
No.
Okay. Gotcha. You didn't have that treatment. Well, you're lucky. So that's good. Thanks, Doyle and Sue Ann. Appreciate that. Awesome. Well, thanks, bud. Appreciate it. I know you're coming up soon to the high school. So
excited to watch for you.
yeah, keep up the good work. Put on some quality muscle pounds and be up here in no time.
Right there. That's what's got to be big right there.
Sounds good. Well, thank you much.
All right, we'll be right back. Okay, well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We got a big night going here for the Owatonna Weekly Podcast. We got our guest portion going, and we're down to the adults. Mr. Dale Benjamin.
Bottom of the list, huh?
Down to the adults.
Oh. Well, I wanted to compliment Coach Johnson on being the best dressed coach in the section, if not the state.
No doubt.
Really represents our program professionally. And maybe it's a little thing, but it means a lot.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
That's the idea. Is I try to just be better than all the other coaches.
In any way we
Just
can,
kidding.
you
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
After that Albert Lee match, DJ, I was kind of worried for you.
yeah.
But then to get that many guys to state, good job, man.
Yeah, it
Get them
was.
ready at the right time.
Exactly.
I was privileged to get to sit in the front row at Min USA for 4 days.
Yeah.
Got exciting to see all those alumni you've got working in the youth program.
Yeah.
That is really fantastic. And a lot of them have their own kids, of course, which has always been a winning formula in Owatonna.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't think too many of them want to wrestle Aliah Fischer from the looks on their opponents' faces.
No.
She's
fierce.
quite a wrestler.
Yeah.
And nice to see the big heavyweight win. I think that was the very last match of the tournament.
Yeah.
And, well, it's 4 long days. And even Larry's son, Jake, running the Farmington program, I had written Farmington in on the top line.
Oh, boy.
Because they were all 3-1 going in. And then, I think he was up 34-0. And Waconia started pinning everybody. And bam, 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 bam.
Yep.
Down by 4.
Lost by 4. That was a tough one.
So you had front row seats because
I was on the PA.
you're now the voice of Min USA for the next
I've
20 years.
Living the dream here.
Yeah.
I did the clash around holidays and then got to do the state tournament and then this Min USA thing. So, yeah, it's living the dream for me.
Freestyle's coming up. You probably do that too, or?
I don't know. I got to stretch.
He will. If they ask, he will. He's one of the great guys on the mics. I've heard him for what, 30, 35, 40
Oh,
years?
man, we hate to even do that in front of DJ, don't we?
We've had a lot of fun.
It has. It was a great run.
Why don't you tell us how you got into Owatonna wrestling? Where did it start?
Well, I was a wrestler in Iowa, and had been doing radio. That was my first job. I wanted to be a veterinarian, but that took 7 years, and radio was 9 months, I think, so, and 100% job placement.
Sure.
So I gave that a swing, was in that about a year and a half, and started selling in the afternoons to supplement my meager income. And I liked the sales thing, so I got into selling industrial equipment down there, and a company called Slidell hired me here in Owatonna and moved my family, my very young family. My son, Brian, was 1 year old at the time. And that moved us to Owatonna. And my graduating from high school, I was never going to move north of Gilmore City, Iowa. And that didn't work so well.
Yep.
I moved from here to Farmington for a couple of years for my job in the cities. But I've been in Owatonna, I'm thinking 40 years.
Been a long time.
Yeah. So how? At what point did you start announcing or broadcasting for Owatonna Wrestling then?
I did wrestling in Iowa in 1976, and then I moved here in 79, so I think it was in 80.
Okay.
Went to an OWA meeting, and, some of the names. Westfall, Bruce, had actually gone to Brown Institute, which is a broadcasting school in Minneapolis, and he hopped right on that. And Coach Black had one assistant.
One?
In the program.
Jeez.
And he lent me Marshall Lindell for the first broadcast to be the color guy. There was no assistant coach, because I had him right here.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
Oh, wow.
Bruce Westfall did it a long time. Brian, Bruce Hinchley, Bill Hinchley.
Yep.
And then came Larry.
Now, when did that marriage start?
I was on the radio side, or no, the TV side. We were doing the cable first.
You were doing cable.
And me and Coach
Nagagaki.
yes. And we started that, and then, everything started getting smarter and all this equipment you could kind of hook up together, and then pretty soon we're doing the TV tapes and the radio at the same time.
That didn't work as well as we hoped right off the bat.
No,
It was not like now where, it takes very little equipment and you can almost be wireless now. But I know our first radio broadcast that we did on the road was in Apple Valley. And Bill Demery, even then, was kind of intimidating to me anyway. And so we got there about 2 hours before the meet started. And we find out the only phone plug in the Apple Valley gym is under the middle of the mat.
Oh, my God.
And, back then there was no wireless, no cell phones. So, Mr. Demery, can we roll up the mat and plug into that phone wire? So I ran off to Radio Shack, and Bruce Westfall was getting the mat rolled up, and we got a bunch of phone wire, and I was really surprised. They were very, very courteous hosts to us. Oh, nice. They did win the dual meet too, but
yeah, back in those days.
Yeah.
They were number one.
Yeah.
So that's one that was a very unique memory, to be in a place like Apple Valley, and nobody had ever done wrestling on the radio out of there before. So that's why the plug was clear out there in the middle, under the mat.
There's so many different memories you could bring up. 11 years straight going to the state tournament?
Wow.
That was a big run.
And then covering all the area schools, that was always fun. All those beautiful new buildings in Wisconsin, we'd go to, and every one of them had like a college facility, it seemed like. And just amazed at that.
That teams we beat those guys over there.
The Kakanas of the world and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I will say that's something I didn't take it for granted. I knew it was unique, not just the following, but the organization that we had with you two, and being able to every single I think it was every Tuesday at like 7 p.m. Then that broadcast would air on local. Yeah. 21, and I was making sure that the VCR was set to record that. And
good.
It provided an experience that was just, like none other. I was at college, and
I still have the tapes if you're short any. So.
Okay, yeah. I was at college, and some of my teammates were like, are you serious? You had your own broadcasters, own video, and then the broadcast was over the video and everything. And it was like, yeah, that was just the norm.
That's
and
normal.
for a while there, they were playing them like 12 times a day, day and night.
People wanted it, yeah.
That was pretty cool.
That was a great experience. I mean, before we're done here, I'm going to get a takedown Owatonna from you. That's going to happen.
I almost did it at the state tournament. Yeah.
You were watching the match.
Yeah, I was watching a match, and I bit my tongue.
Oh, my God.
That would have been a good one.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's, like I said, it's so sentimental. It's so near and dear to my heart. Like, I can't think of Owatonna wrestling without you two, calling matches and everything. So I am so incredibly grateful. I speak on behalf of all the wrestlers. It was such a cool experience.
Back then, they recognized us everywhere we went. Oh, you're the guy in that, yeah. No, that's my dad. I'm way too young for that.
When people ask, could you hear anything while you were out wrestling, I will say I never heard the cheer from the crowd or anything like that. It was just when there was a lull in a match and I'm wrestling, I could hear my own stats being recited. And there was sometimes I was like, I took second in that tournament. As I was wrestling, I'm like, that's not right. So like,
okay, it was a deep stack of paper.
Yeah.
You notice I didn't bring one sheet with me today.
Yeah. No, even on the mat, you are still the voices that I had in my head. So it's
nice to hear.
Yeah.
And I remember going to the Nationals many times. I was lucky enough to go over 30 times, and your grandpa used to be one of the regulars, the core Minnesota Gopher boosters back in the day. Mm-hmm. You talked about Robb getting All-American this weekend. The blood match was Berge, the middle Berge from Gaston Manorville, who quit South Dakota State, went back to Penn State, and qualified for Nationals. And then Peyton, having a great tournament, turned it on and beat him. So.
Yeah, and I meant to look it up. First Division I All-American in a long, long time. I think back to maybe Peterson days. I got to look up there, but and two, I want to mention your Section 1 Wrestling Hall of Fame. I was there that night because my grandpa was getting inducted that same night.
Yeah, Dell Johnson.
Yeah, so that was special. So I mean, how about some of your other accolades? I'm sure there's more out there.
Well, you've been around this long. They try to, if you take this, maybe you won't come back, kind of thing. I don't know.
Sure.
Or they want to keep you doing just that.
No, wrestling has been very, very good to me. Not on the mat so much, but beside the mats.
Right.
Well, it's been good to me and my whole family. When wrestling season starts, that's what you talk about at the supper table.
Well, we were driving 6,000 miles a year together.
Yes.
Doing all those Owatonna meets everywhere. So that's a lot of hours in the car.
We tried one time to not mention anything about wrestling at a meal. And
really?
Everybody's looking around. We just start giggling. Just start laughing. Nobody can talk. There's nothing else to talk about. It was funny. It was really funny because we talked with my wife and she thought, you're putting too much on. You got to let go. You got to just relax for a minute. So, okay, we'll sit at the supper table and don't talk wrestling.
Well, then we talk about fundraising or something like that.
Yeah, right. Wrestling adjacent.
They didn't know what to talk about. It was fun. It was fun.
Any crazy road stories like, car breaking down, anything like that?
Oh, there were some blizzards coming home from Wisconsin that I never thought we were going to make the border.
And
then it got worse when we got to Minnesota.
This is at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, 3 o'clock in the morning.
And then Larry started riding the team bus.
That guy could plow through some snow.
Yeah.
I was a deer watcher coming home. I sat up in front, watched for deer.
You got to have a whitetail watcher, that's for sure.
Yeah. Going through the towns, that's where we saw them. More than out in the country, because it was, you're living in the surroundings that people don't know, and they come in, eat whatever they find.
Well, I drive by Mike Stockwell's house all the time on Mineral Springs Road, and I counted 12 in his little woods there, laying down on a windy, cold day. He said I missed one. There was 13.
Sure. The regulars. How about thinking back, one of the favorite places to broadcast from?
Well, for you, it had to be Target Center.
Yeah. Well, yeah, definitely Target Center. I know when someone was asking me about, does this bring back memories? I go, no, I didn't wrestle here. I mean, I didn't win here. Only one at Target Center.
Now, the X is beautiful, but the press situation is not. We just didn't have any place to put our stuff. But I think Rochester actually doing the Clash and some of those are just nice to set up as anywhere. And I've heard like the Utah coach, the guy that was here that's in Wasatch now, Wade
Disher.
He said that Coach Disher said that this tournament at Rochester is as good as the Utah State Wrestling Championships. You know, so
Oh, geez.
it's just well organized and well put together.
This is the Clash you're talking about? Or what tournament?
Yes.
Yeah, which now is going to be in lacrosse, I hear, for the next 3 years.
Oh, man, they rolled out the red carpet. You know, Rochester kind of denied them a venue, and in 5 days they were able to get all those people, all those teams.
Only one team couldn't go because of that, and then New York's flight got canceled. But
New York was favored to win.
Yes,
so.
I know. Yeah, celebrated a little bit there. Yeah. No, so that's great to hear because I mean, I think that is the perfect venue for a team tournament like that. You know, the full 8 mats, and you get that cool balcony experience, and gives a little bit of separation between the fans and the wrestlers, and there's not a bad sight line in the place. And
exactly. You know, and they have the, what is it called, the Badger State?
Bi-state.
Bi-state.
Yep, the weekend before that.
So everything's, you know, set up, and they're kind of used to having short guys running around town. And
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, and you know the skyway attached to it and all
beautiful.
that.
Yeah, it was kind of cold there for a couple of days, and not having to go outside did not hurt my feelings at all.
No. So yeah, it was cool to see. I didn't realize this was your first year doing these things, and you just seen.
No, the Clash I've done for years.
Oh, the Clash you did. Okay.
But this was the first time I'd done the state high school tournament.
Okay.
They have a new director, Jason Nickleby, and he wanted to put a new feel to it. And that's, you know, that video? That was the guy from Augsburg that coached here for just a little while, Nick Fornacoya.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And his brother, Mikey. They're the two that were in head of that production company.
I didn't know that. I ran into Nick this year. That's cool.
Yeah, and his brother, Mikey's kind of a geek that way. And
Sure.
he was the guy that put all the footage together. And
Man, they did that so fast.
He even made us practice.
Really? That's awesome.
As you know, Larry and I never practice.
Yeah. We sit down and flip the switch.
Yeah. Oh, no, that was such a great experience. I know one of the parts, 2 lines in particular that I just thought were great were my 3 favorite words in wrestling: undefeated state champion, and then the other one was, now it's time for the heavyweights, and you know how Minnesota loves our heavyweights. Like things like that were just, they pumped up the crowd, and it was just a totally different energy in such a great way. So that's awesome. I think you're a match made in heaven with you in the state tournament. So I hope that continues.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But again, congratulations you for having the team, you know, peak at the right time. Landon winning the double state championship, and then outstanding wrestler in the section in AAA. And then Ryan as the senior girl, first girl state champion. So you're in the record book forever. Yeah. And she won the outstanding girl wrestler in all of Section 1. So that was a really nice, I thought, frosting on your cake.
Yeah, you know, going 4-0 in the placing round was cool. It was cool to see these young kids step up and have some resilience. You know, especially, you know, Rob and Isabelle, if it doesn't go their way earlier in the tournament, and kick it down and finish on a high note. So.
You got the Patrick McKee thing, huh?
Yeah, right. Jeez. Yeah, the resilience.
And I told her,
McKee can't win that first round, but he sure can wrestle back.
How many tournaments is he going to do that in? Gosh, the World Team Trials too. Yeah, it's crazy.
I told Ryan, you know, she's going to be at the top of that list forever. You know, that's going to be a big deal in the books. They open the book, and she's the first name they're going to see.
Yeah,
forever. And that's really cool. I think
it's good leadership, and like I say, Ash Fischer. Really impressed me in Rochester this past weekend too.
Yeah, and you can tell. Like I said, it couldn't have come together at a better time for Ryan to be a senior, to go out on top the first time ever, and to have someone like that who's already such an ambassador and such a great leader. Because, you know, without Ryan, I don't know if we do have Aliah Fischer. I don't know if we do have Kayla Pastika.
She was one of the team captains, so
yeah. So
for sure, that shows you how hard a worker she was and what she did for the program.
Absolutely. Well, I want to get. I said the same thing about Keith Stark last week. I want to get this together more often. I want to. You know, I've been trying to hound you and badger you, and I finally made you submit and come on.
Well, all my other commitments were over. My health was finally decent.
Yes. So yeah, that's the biggest thing is you know, to get that 90s, 2000s feel back. And I mean, it was just such a marketing machine. And it's, you know, what Scott Davis and the OWA board members at the time and the parents and everything were able to do. It's a special thing that I don't know if I can fully capture it again, but man, I'm going to sure try.
That's a good business plan. That is a good business plan.
Yeah.
All right. That pretty well wraps it up here for our weekly podcast. So again, thanks to Coach Johnson and Dale Benjamin and
Kaden Lindquist. And
Kaden Lindquist, the other guest, and Summer sitting over there running the computer.
yeah, Mr. Scott Summer of Areography. We don't mention you, and we need to. You do such a great job, and it's this. He makes it look easy. He makes the end product look polished.
He looks so calm too.
Yeah. Yeah. So no, thank you so much, and the student managers usually help out. They both had commitments today, but yeah, it takes a lot of people to make this work.
All right. Thank you very much, and thanks to Owatonna Electric. Can never forget about those guys.
No, they provide electrical services to homeowners and businesses throughout southern Minnesota, maintaining the electrical safety of the homes and businesses in their community. That's their highest priority. Local, professional, reliable.
And that safety word, when I watched him work, it was absolutely true. He just did it with just like a machine.
Yep.
I'd be scared to death to grab whatever wire, and he just went right in there and did it. He just did great. Just did great.
So thank you, Mike Soffer and Owatonna Electric.
All right. See you next time.
Take care.
Thanks for listening.